Alright, how's everybody doing this Halloween? Peace reflections. Peace always meaning positive energy. Peace always meaning creativity and understanding. And peace meaning positivity. Alright, so, in the light of positivity, I want to reveal some truths to y'all that you might not know. How many of y'all got mirrors in your house? Mirrors in your car? Mirrors in your purse? Mirrors on your shoes? Anyway, back in the day, in older mirrors, they used volcanic stone, which was obsidian, to look at their reflection. They used water. They used metals, hematite crystal, even quartz. Well, the newer mirrors that we're using now, they're not natural. You notice they want one everywhere. They give you that luxury of a mirror. Don't matter, you know what I mean, what house you in or whatever, there's always a mirror in there. The new mirrors, you're like, oh, they're made of glass. They are, but they're also made of what they call silica sand. It's a granular material containing quartz-like crystals along with coal, clay, and other minerals. Well, as far as that's concerned, you got silicon dioxide. And you look at like Oregon Energy and things like that, and with crystals, which Reich figured out back in like 1930s, 1950s. I think he got arrested and put in jail. And he come from like Austria or something, and he had this idea of Oregon Energy and how it could heal cancer or whatnot. But all these 5G towers and things like that are messing up the electromagnetic field, making it where we're not able to connect with source. Why? Because of all these different barriers. Y'all ever looked in a mirror before and maybe thought you seen something move? You just happened to see something out of your eye and you're like, nah, I didn't see that. I'm going crazy. You ain't going crazy. You seen something move probably. You don't want to admit it. You don't want to tell your friends about it. But yeah, you seen something move. Because see, everything is a dual. Everything is dual. Good, bad, fat, skinny. You know what I mean? Everything has a dual. Hot, cold. I can keep going. By everything being dual, everything is one. For the simple fact of hot and cold, it's the same thing on the scale. It's just showing you at what degree it is at. 0 being here, positive this way, negative this way. It's just telling you the degree of what you're dealing with. So in this parallel universe, which is in that mirror back there behind me, is the alternate reality. What do they call those that hold the mirror? They call those vanities. Did you know that a vanity is actually a fallen angel? Anybody know that out there? A lot of y'all didn't know that. They didn't tell y'all that. Vanity was a fallen angel. A mirror is a low vibrational item. I mean, make your judgment yourself. But like I said, the fact that the mirror is made up of inherent chemicals, which inert means I-N-E-R-T, means idle, inactive, passive, and supine. All these words mean it implies powerless to move or affect other things. I mean, you ever notice you go into a mirror and you just get trapped? You're staring at yourself, trying to see how pretty you are for hours, or this hair, my beard, gotta get, get my little edge on my line, this right, that, this, that, and the third. You're falling into vanity. You're falling into ego. And you don't even know that you're charging that vibration. And, as far as how a mirror works, you know, a mirror works through atoms inside that catch the light. Well, on Google, I looked up, are humans made of light? It said we are, but beings that emit, communicate with, and are formed from light. I mean, what do you say to that? But you were told you were human, right? You were told you were human. You are, to an extent. You are a light being. We are non-ether beings. We are light beings living the human experience. There's a lot of stuff they didn't tell y'all. I mean, a lot of stuff. But as you gain knowledge and grow within yourself, you come to realization of this knowledge. And through meditation. Let's see, orgone was seen as a massless, omnipresent substance similar to but more closely associated with living energy than inherent matter. It could allegedly create organized on all scales from the smallest microscopic units called bions in orgone theory to macroscopic structures like organisms, clouds, and even galaxies. That was a good one. Reich argued that defects or constrictions in bodily orgone were at the root of many diseases, most prominently cancer. So he was saying basically just like that crystalline energy. You see people with these pyramids with the copper and stuff that's grounding out. That copper's changing it over. It's conducting. And with those stones, that orgone energy, it transfers bad energy into good energy. It stabilizes your mood. It helps with all kinds of problems. I mean, you just have to look it up and do the research yourself, to go into depth. But ultimately, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, obtained a federal injunction barring the interstate distribution of orgone-related materials on the grounds that Reich and his associates were making false and misleading claims. A judge later ruled to jail Reich and order the banning and destruction of all orgone-related materials at the institute after an associate of Reich violated the injunction. He violated it by continuing to, do stuff and put stuff out in the public. Because, see, they didn't want nobody to know that different things carry different vibrations and have different wavelengths and light patterns and energy fields, electromagnetic fields, EMFs. And like I said, all these towers and all this different stuff, and what do you confine electricity with? If we're light beings, the highest form of electricity, why is the government so insistent on keeping us from being able to ground? You notice that? Glass on the windows, rubber on the soles of your shoes, on your feet, rubber on your car. I mean, it's just something to think about, right? I mean, it's in shit. The silicon dioxide, glass making, metal casting, metal production, paint and coating, construction, oils and gas recovery, filtration and water production even. It says, if you really stare into the mirror, you remember being it's Halloween. Let's talk about Bloody Mary and Candyman. You sit there and put your energy into that with this silicon sand in it, those crystals, and you're gonna end up getting your soul snatched is what's going to end up happening. You're a light being. That you're going to end up having your ass in the mirror over there in your parallel universe, and whoever's on the other side of that mirror is going to be over here in your avatar. Think about it. If you're standing right here, then who are you staring at in the mirror? Who are you staring at? If you're a light being and you're right here, how'd they just create me right there? That ain't me. And they say what you're looking at is something you looked at 10 minutes ago. What you looked like 10 minutes ago. The hell I want to look at something I done that was 10 minutes past for? But once again, we are light beings. But there is xenon, which is Xenon. Tetrafluoride is a colorless crystalline solid non-metal, a noble gas, which, you know, it's basically solar simulators, and it's used in like motion pictures to project an image, things like that. It's a byproduct of cryogenic production of oxygen and nitrogen. And the process is non-reactive and the brightest gas. Also, it had to do with the Chernobyl disaster in like 1986 when all that stuff was going on. You got to realize your avatar can house over 1,000 different spirits. Because everything we done went through it before, all energy has a spirit, whether on the smallest scale or on the grandest scale. All energy has a spirit. That's why they say there's a spirit in every bottle. Well, guess what? If there's a spirit in every bottle in the church, there's a spirit in every desk that's in my house. There's a spirit in every toothbrush. Because even though you can't see matter moving, it is moving on a smaller scale. You just can't see it with the naked eye. We are always moving, always evolving, always changing. Got to think in a paradox. Stop thinking straightforward. Think in depth. When you can turn a triangle into a square without having to think about it, you're getting a little closer. But I mean, you think about it, you know, the guy that lifts weights or whatever, he's in the mirror flexing. And I heard another guy preach on this basically, and you know, gave the same lectures. And he said, you know, he stands in the mirror flexing. Yeah, I look good. You know, I got to get bigger. All right. You're boosting that ego. As long as you got an ego, you're never going to be able to reach the vibration that you're reaching for, or that commitment to energy that you're striving for the simple fact that your ego is getting in the way a lot of times of a love vibration. Love just being the highest. There's many other ones in between, but I'm just giving you, you know, with lowest being fear, that he's not big enough when he's staring in the mirror. This muscle's bigger than this one. This, you know, my jawbone's too straight. Whatever it might be your eyebrows are too big. With girls, they get lost in it. They'll spend hours in the mirror, hours idolizing themselves. That spirit of vanity, that spirit of ego. Like I said, remember dualism. If it's here, whatever's here with me, myself, and I look in the mirror and I'm standing there, that ain't me. I don't know who the hell that is, but it ain't me. So who am I really looking at? Like I said, pay attention, people. Realize, you know, a lot of these words that they use, if you'll actually read the meaning of it, a lot of the stuff that goes into the things they build in these devices, you know. And I told y'all before about devices. What I tell you, a device It could be a mirror, it could be a cell phone, a TV. Because a TV and a cell phone, what are they? They're black mirrors. Yeah, black mirrors. They got the same stuff in them, and it manipulates your energy. Because a device, by definition, is a project or scheme often designed to deceive. Now, why would they call all these objects they done gave us devices if that's what it was? Then you got the next word that came up was a stratagem. I said the other day, the second definition, the stratagem meaning maneuver in a game or conversation. But you see how they use these devices to manipulate us and have us worrying about things that don't really matter. Shit, if you ain't never have your reflection there right in front of you, you wasn't ever worried about what you look like. You just know you were beautiful. You just assume that. You wouldn't know no different. You wouldn't be all so judgmental all the time on yourself, standing there primping and prepping, wondering how you look with your shoes standing sideways, backwards, frontwards, how your jeans look in the back. Like I said, be careful of what you put your energy into. All right, y'all have a happy Halloween. Peace always meaning positive energy and understanding.